Olympians who share their honest feelings about the United States under Donald Trump's role are being targeted for MAGA hate, but a fearless snowboarder is speaking her mind, and I have her words that Trump doesn't want you to hear coming up next. I'm Dan, and thank you for watching Occupy Democrats. To get all of our reports covering everything that the Commander-in-Chief of Corruption and Chaos doesn't want you to hear, please hit that subscribe button. Let's begin this report with the scorn and venom that Trump and MAGA is putting on American Olympians who dare to be honest, as reported by Newsweek. Full list of U.S. Olympians criticizing Trump admin. So far, several U.S. Olympians have spoken out against Trump. This includes snowboarder Chloe Kim, skier Hunter Hess, figure skater Amber Glenn, skier Chris Lillis, skier Jesse Diggins, hockey player Kelly Pennick, snowboarder Stacy Gaskell. I think it brings up mixed emotions to represent the U.S. right now, said 27-year-old skier Hess from Bend, Oregon, in one viral clip. During his presidency, Trump rescinded a Biden-era executive order that had required federal agencies to apply civil rights protections to sexual orientation and gender identity. This effectively weakened safeguards against discrimination in employment, healthcare, education, and other services. He also issued Executive Order 14,168, which directed all federal agencies to reject gender identity and recognize only male/female at conception as valid sex designations. Trump went after Hess in a Truth Social post on Sunday, writing, U.S. Olympic skier Hunter Hess, a real loser, says he doesn't represent his country in the current Winter Olympics. If that's the case, he shouldn't have tried out for the team, and it's too bad he's on it. Very hard to root for someone like this. Florida Representative Byron Donalds also hit back at Hess, writing on X, you chose to wear our flag. You chose to represent our country. If that's too hard for you, then go home. Figure skater Amber Glenn, who is identified publicly as pansexual, also came out in support of LGBTQ rights, expressing criticism over what the community faced under the Trump administration. It isn't the first time we've had to come together as a community to try to fight for our human rights, Glenn said. I hope that I can use my platform and my voice throughout these games to try to encourage people to stay strong. Kim spoke on the topic of immigration, pulling from her own experiences as the child of immigrants herself. Those are just the highlights. For the full story, visit Newsweek.com. And Kim is our featured story in this report, and because she knows that MAGA mouthpieces are lighting up social media with vitriol like rooting against them, send them home, and traitors, her truth that she just shared is all the more special.
President Trump has called your teammate Hunter Hess a real loser. Would anybody like to address that or talk about how you feel representing Team USA right now?
My parents being immigrants, this one definitely hits pretty close to home, and I think in moments like these, it is really important for us to unite and kind of stand up for one another, for all that's going on. And I think that I'm really proud to represent the United States. The U.S. has given my family and I so much opportunity, but I also think that we are allowed to voice our opinions on what's going on, and I think that we need to lead with love and compassion, and I would love to see some more of that.
It is so great to see young people demonstrate the values this country once represented through their free speech and articulate the compassion and acceptance that is missing from our highest office and the bigoted base he inspired. And to put a fine point on that, I'll give skier Mikaela Shiffrin the final word. She also shares feelings that have been criticized because they are full of maturity, grace, and empathy that Trump and his cult lacks.
I think there's a lot of hardship in the world, globally. And there's a lot of heartbreak. There's a lot of violence. It can be tough to reconcile that when you're also competing for medals in an Olympic event. I actually have some thoughts. I can read something that I had written, if you guys don't mind.
Go ahead.
So last night at the opening ceremonies, Charlize Theron, she had quoted Nelson Mandela. And I don't have the quote off the top of my mind because I'm not brilliant. Peace is not just the absence of conflict. Peace is the creation of an environment where we can all flourish, regardless of race, color, creed, religion, gender, class, caste, or any other social markers of difference. And for me, as this relates to the Olympics, I'm really hoping to show up and represent my own values, values of inclusivity, values of diversity and kindness and sharing, to tenacity, work ethic, showing up with my team every single day, like I said before, and the values that we bring and put out on the mountain and on the hill every single day. I'm hoping to represent those who have been supporting me this entire time. And I'm really thankful to be here. And my greatest hope for this Olympic Games, from a broader perspective, is that it is a beautiful show of cooperation and of competition.